Hello, students. Hope that all the previous parts of this chapter is understood by you. Today, we are going to complete this chapter. In previous chapter, in previous lecture, we come to know that the rat trap seller gave his consent to go with the daughter of the iron master to her house. Next day was Christmas Eve, and the iron master was thinking to help his friend. He shared this to his daughter, but when the peddler came in well groomed, the iron master realized that he was not his comrade. He understood that he mistook some stranger as his old friend. He asked the peddler to explain, and the peddler explained that he should not be blamed because his only intention was to get shelter in forge for that night. He also told that the worldly things are just like porks and cheese, and because of this, people are trapped inside it and did something wrong in their life, which makes their life miserable. Now, see, uh, from page number 40. The Iron Master began to laugh. That was not so badly said, my good fellow. Perhaps we should let the sheriff alone on Christmas Eve, but now get out of here as fast as you can. Let us see. So, when the peddler said that one day the Iron Master would also get trapped just like him, the Iron Master did not like the peddler's word and decided not to call the police. Rather, he asked the peddler to leave his house at once. Okay? Now see. But just as the man was opening the door, the daughter said, I think he ought to stay with us today. I don't want him to go. And with that, she went and closed the door. What in the world are you doing? Said the father. The daughter stood there quite embarrassed and hardly knew what to answer. That morning she had felt so happy when she thought how homelike and Christmassy she was going to make things for the poor hungry wretch. She could not get away from the idea all at once, and that was why she had interceded for the vagabond. Now see up to here. So the ironmaster daughter was also there. She stopped the paddler and she just wanted to help the poor fellow. Already from morning, she was thinking and planning what to do to make the peddler's day happy on the occasion of Christmas. So, therefore, she went against her father's will and decided to stop the peddler by closing the door. Now, see the next paragraph. I am thinking of this stranger here, said the young girl. He walks and walks the whole year long, and there is probably not a single place in the whole country where he is welcome and can feel at home. Wherever he turns, he is chased away. Always he is afraid of being arrested and cross examined. I should like to have him enjoy a day of peace with us here, just one in a whole year. Now, see. So, Edla tried to explain her father about the difficulties faced by the peddler. She said that he didn't have any house where he could take shelter and rest. He also never welcomed by others. Every time or everywhere he was rebuked by the people. People threat with him very people treat him very badly. Therefore, he kept on moving from one place to another place in order to safeguard himself from being arrested. She also further said to her father that she only wanted him to enjoy Christmas with them as they had already promised him. The iron master mumbled here means not able to find answer to go against his daughter, we can say. The iron master mumbled something in his beard. He could not find himself to oppose her. It was all a mistake, of course, she continued, but anyway, I don't think we ought to chase away a human being whom we have asked to come here and to whom we have promised Christmas cheer. Okay, now see, Edla tried to convince her father to give his consent so that she could make at least a day full of happiness in the life of the peddler. Though it was a mistake, there was nothing to say for the ironmaster against his daughter. She finally gave his consent. Okay, now see the next paragraph. You do preach worse than a parson, said the ironmaster. I only hope you won't have to regret this. The young girl took the stranger by the hand and led him up to the table. Now sit down and eat, she said, for she could see that her father had given in. Let us see up to here. The only one thing the ironmaster said to his daughter that she preached just like a parson of a church, because already he was convinced, and the way she convinced, that was just like a uh, just like a sermon given by a person in the church. He at once, he at the same time warned his daughter that her decision would not bring any adverse effect on them. She said nothing, and later she took the peddler to the table and offered him food. She was happy as her father finally gave his consent. Now, see the next line. The man with the rat trap said not a word. He only sat down and helped himself to the food. Time after time, he looked at the young girl who had interceded. Interceded here means protected for him. Why had she done it? What could the crazy idea be? Let us see. So the paddler also said nothing and started eating food offered by Edla. But at the same time, he was doubtful about her intentions, that why she stopped him when he was about to leave the house. Okay, so at least she was somewhat in doubt, thinking also that what was the intention of the girl to stop him. Now, see, after that, Christmas Eve at Ramsjo passed just as it always had. The stranger did not cause any trouble because he did nothing but sleep. The whole forenoon he lay on the sofa in one of the guest rooms and slept at one stretch. At noon they woke him up so that he could have his share of the good Christmas fare, but after that he slept again. It seemed as though for many years he had not been able to sleep as quietly and safely as here at Ramsjo. Now see. So after having food, the peddler went to sleep, and he did not cause any harm to anyone. He lay down on the sofa in the guest house And in the afternoon, he woke up once again. After taking his lunch, he went to sleep. It seemed that he had never got the chance to sleep so peacefully in his life as he was sleeping in that house. Okay? Now, see, in the evening, when the Christmas tree was lighted, they woke him up again, and he stood for a while in the drawing room, blinking as though the candlelight hurt him. But after that, he disappeared again. 2 hours later, he was aroused once more. He then had to go down into the dining room and eat the Christmas fish and porridge. Now, see, in the evening, when the Christmas tree was lighted, once again the family woke him. He stood there blinking, as it seemed that he was getting hurt by the bright light of the candles. So, without wasting his time, he once again went to sleep. Finally, the family called him once again for the dinner of Christmas, fish and porridge. Okay, now I think up to here it is clear. Now see the next para. As soon as they got up from the table, he went around to each one present and said thank you and good night. But when he came to the young girl, she gave him to understand that it was her father's intention that the suit which he wore was to be a Christmas present. He did not have to return it, and if he wanted to spend next Christmas Eve in a place where he could rest in peace and be sure that no evil would befall him, he would be welcomed back again. Now, see. So, when the dinner was over, the peddler thanked everyone present there. Edla was happy and said that the clothes which were given to him were a Christmas present from her father. It was his own clothes now. She also even invited the peddler to be with her family for the next Christmas Eve and promised that nothing bad would happen to him. He would be welcomed back again on next Christmas. So in this way, she just she just welcomed also for the future Christmas. Now see the next. The man with the rat traps did not answer anything to this. He only stared at the young girl in boundless means limitless, amazement. The next morning, the ironmaster and his daughter got up in good season to go to the early Christmas service. Their guest was still asleep and they did not disturb him. Now, see. So the rat trap seller was completely surprised and did not have an answer. He was only staring at the girl with wonder. So next morning, both Ironmaster and his daughter went to the church for the Christmas service. They didn't disturb their guest as at that time he was sleeping soundly. So without disturbing the guest, without disturbing the butler, they went to the church for their Christmas service. Okay? Now see the next paragraph. When at about 10 o'clock they drove back from the church, the young girl sat and hung her head even more dejectedly than usual. At church, she had learned that one of the old crofters of the ironworks had been robbed by a man who went around selling rat traps. Yes, that was a fine fellow you let into the house, said her father. I only wonder how many silver spoons are left in the cupboard by this time. Now, see. So, in the church, both Aaron Master and his daughter had come to know that a rat trap seller had stolen money from the old crop tree. As people there in the church was talking about it. When they heard this, they realized that he was the same man whom they had given shelter in their home. Both of them were upset to hear this. The ironmaster said that it was his daughter who insisted to give shelter to a thief. He was wondering that now many things of their house were be missing and it might have been already stolen by his guest. Okay, now see the next paragraph. The wagon had hardly stopped at the front steps when the ironmaster asked the valet whether the stranger was still there. He added that he had heard at church that the man was a thief. The valet answered that the fellow had gone and that he had not taken anything with him at all. On the contrary, he had left behind a little package which Miss Wilmanson was to be kind enough to accept as a Christmas present. Okay. So, after realizing that they had given shelter to a thief, they hurriedly went back to their home. So, as soon as they reached home, the ironmaster inquired his servant about their guest. He also told his servant that the man was a thief. The servant was very surprised to hear this, and he told that instead of taking anything from the house, he had left a small Christmas gift for Edla Wilmansion. Now I think it is clear. Okay. The young girl opened the package, which was so badly done up with that the contents came into view at once. She gave a little cry of joy. She found a small rat trap, and in it lay three wrinkled 10 kroner notes. But that was not all. In the rat trap lay also a letter written in large jagged characters. Okay, now see. They were surprised to hear this. The girl took the gift which was given by the peddler and opened. The gift was roughly packed, and so she could easily guess what was inside the pack. She was surprised to find a small rat trap, and inside it there was three wrinkled 10 kroner notes. It was the same note which was stolen by the peddler. Not only this, but also there was a letter written in large jagged characters. So now she was going to read the letter which was written by the peddler. Now see the next paragraph. Honored and noble miss, since you have been so nice to me all day long, as if I was a captain, I want to be nice to you in return, as if I was a real captain, for I do not want you to be embarrassed at this Christmas season by a thief. But you can give back the money to the old man on the roadside who has the money pouch hanging on the window frame as a bait for poor wanderers. The rat trap is a Christmas present from a rat who would have been caught in this world's rat trap if he had not been raised to captain, because in this way he got power to clear himself. Written with friendship and high regards, Captain von Stahel. Now see. So she opened the letter. In that letter, the peddler thanked his host, who had taken care of him as if he had as if he was a real captain. The rat trap seller wrote in the letter that he was very happy for being treated in a friendly way. In return, he gifted her a rat trap and also requested her to return the stolen money to the old man. He also added that it was she who let him from the rat trap by raising his status from that of a raised peddler to that of a captain. He was happy, okay, and at last he undersigned the letter as Captain von Estelle. Okay, I think that now this chapter is clear to all of you. So, uh, if we see this chapter, we find that it conveys a message that the essential goodness in human being can be awakened through love, respect, kindness, and understanding. Okay, it highlights the human predicament. Okay, now I think it is clear. Thank you.